Hey, so what's going on, everyone? So I was initially going to have this be the final video of 2022, but I had the cool idea of recording one of my videos at a cemetery, and just me telling people that idea kind of caught on, so I thought, all right, I'm going to push this one back 1 week. So, first video of 2023 is going to be looking back on 2022. Alright, before I get started, if you are new to this channel, my name is Luke, aka CL Williams, aka Writer434, and on this channel I talk about my journey as an independent author. So if you like unboxings, vlogs, discussion videos, just the ins and outs of what all I've learned from being an independent author, you've come to the right place, so hit that subscribe button. And if you want to check out my stuff, I will have a link down below for my Amazon page for anyone that wants to buy any of the books I'm in or have written. And I've also got a second channel where I read my poems and short stories. So both links will be down below for anyone that would like to check that out. All right. So a few years ago, I was just submitting to anthology after anthology after anthology. And after some of the feedback I've gotten from the people that check my stuff out, I thought it was time to start reeling it back in a little bit. So 2020 and 2021, a lot of the stuff I was in were already arranged from 2019 and 2020. So 2022 is the first year that I really kind of buckled down on putting my own stuff out. So this one has a lot fewer books than what you've seen in previous years. So the first book that I was featured in is the Kuchber anthology, edited by Saurav Sakar. I was in one of the magazines that he put together, and when he wanted to put together an anthology, he reached out to me about putting my poem from the magazine in there, which is titled You Rip My Heart. I did a discussion video / unboxing video on this book, and my poem You Rip My Heart is available on my second channel for anyone that would like to check that out. And pretty decent sized book. You're getting, I believe it's almost 600 pages of miscellaneous poems. So definitely check this book out if you get a chance. In February of last year, I put out my first release of the year, which was my poetry compilation book, Elsewhere. So once I started upping my anthology appearances and just trying to put out more content, I ended up with a lot of poems that had never been in one of my own books. And I have a lot of people that were saying like, hey, when are we getting one of your books with this stuff, instead of you having one poem out of however many's in there. So after a while, a lot of the poems, the rights had reverted back to me. So I thought now is a good time to finally put this book out. And most of the poems I already knew when the rights were going to be reverted back to me, but I wasn't able to release it until 2022. For a thin book, I will say it's actually got the most amount of poems out of any of the books I've written. It's got 71 poems total. It's just with a lot of anthologies and magazines, they usually ask that you keep the poem less than 20 lines. So between that and being in 2 different books where I submitted haiku, it might be thin, but it has 71 poems in it. And shout out to my friend Mary. She is the one who did the cover for Elsewhere. And I will be showing another cover in a minute that she also did. In June of 2022, I finally put out OMNI Totality. So I will eventually do a book talking about how OMNI came to be. It was just when this came out, I needed a break from this channel for a couple different reasons. And I kept it with a solid cover because it's somewhat a sequel to Meta. And Meta is just solid white cover with the title and my name on it. So I thought I'd do that again. Unlike Meta, where I just picked a solid white cover to kind of give focus on what's inside the book versus, oh, here's a cool cover that you need to look at to check out this book. I actually picked gray for a reason. Because there's some stuff in here where I feel like the stuff I'm writing is showing shades of gray. It's not all good and bad. So I purposely went with a solid gray cover for a reason. And my poem Fastlane is up on my second channel for anyone that would like to check that one out. All right. In 2018, and then I did it again in 2021, I took part of the Haiku Challenge, which is every day for a calendar year, write a haiku on Twitter. And much to my surprise, a lot of people were checking these out. And I had a lot of people asking if I was going to put out a haiku book. And I was very reluctant at first for a couple different reasons. Main reason being haiku's based in Japanese culture. I'm white. I didn't want to come across like I'm stepping on someone else's culture. But the requests and requirements and all that other stuff, like I couldn't keep ignoring some of the people that were asking for the book. So in July of 2022, I released 575, my first ever haiku collection, which is also the best-selling of the 3 books that I've shown off so far. A lot of people have very much enjoyed this, and I've also got to give another shout out to Mary. She is the one who did the cover for this one as well. Like I said, I'll do discussion videos later on for both OMNI and 575 because I know I didn't do them earlier this year. And with some Comic-Con appearances already getting booked, I need to go on ahead and start talking about these 2 books. But this features 200 of the almost 700 plus haiku that I've written on Twitter. Narrowing it down to 200 was actually fairly difficult. It's not all, I should say I didn't pick all 200 from the Twitter Haiku Challenge. I did write a couple new ones just because I had some ideas and I thought, hey, I could do this. So I did. I believe this one came out in September. It was either August or September. And that is the Cooch Bear Anthology Volume 2. So Sarav mentioned on Facebook that he was putting together the second volume of this series. And since I was in the first one, I thought, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and write something. So I had a poem that I had written that hadn't yet appeared in anything titled This Is the End. I thought this is a good poem, but it doesn't fit what I'm doing with OMNI. I've got another book I'm currently working on. Yet again, doesn't really fit the theme of that, but I like the poem, so I thought, let me submit it, see what he thinks, and we'll go from there. So he accepted the poem, and it is in this book. And my final release in 2022 is Lockdown Phantom number 4 from Black Hair Press. I've already talked about this in the last two videos. My poem is titled Green Hill Haunting. Or poem, I said poem. Short story. It's a short story in this one, not a poem. And it's about a ghost story taking place at Green Hill Cemetery. Again, the pinned comment I'll have down below will feature both my brief discussion of this video, or of this book, as well as the video where I talk about my story, Green Hill Haunting, at Green Hill Cemetery, the place where I name the namesake for my story, Green Hill Haunting. That is everything that I have been a part of or have released in 2022. So far for 2023, I do have plans to release my first ever sci-fi collection titled Collapsing Worlds. That will be the first release of this year. The second release of this year will be my short story collection of love poems titled With All of My Heart. And I am currently working on the OMNI follow-up. Right now, the working title is The Extraction. However, I have changed the name a few times since then. The Extraction might not be the final title for the book. So that is everything for this one. If you are new to this channel, hit that subscribe button. If you like what you see, leave a thumbs up. Comment down below, which book did you like the most? Which one do you want to know more about? Are you looking forward to the stuff I plan to release in 2023? But that is going to do it for this one. Thank you all for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.